Mitch, is the game plan targeting the stumps? It's worked wonders for you the whole the way through. Is that again today? And is that been the secret to 24 wickets, or haven't you taken so far?
Yeah, it's part of my game plan. Again, it was a worn wicket today, so we were fortunate that Finchy won a toss and we got to bat first. Look, they bowled well at the start. They kept it tight, and we had to rebuild through the middle there with a great partnership with Uzi and Alex there. So I guess we keep learning from the opposition when we do bowl second, and I guess that fuller length and that straighter line for me, attacking those stumps, is very much part of my game plan. So I think as a bowling unit today, we were fantastic to keep such a good side to under 160, I think it was. So it was a great performance by everyone.
Mitch, is the bowling group clicking at the right time, do you think? And have you sort of found the right combination now with yourself and Jace opening the bowling, and it all sort of flows well from there?
I think it's worked very well for the last two games, obviously. But I think that the fantastic thing about our 15 guys is we've got several guys that can open the bowling. We've got several guys that make up good combinations. We've had all 15 take part so far in the tournament. Guys are ready to go if called upon. So the guys that were picked today did another fantastic job, and I don't think we've quite got play the perfect game, if you like, especially as a bowling group, I guess I could say. But yeah, we're finding ways to scrap and to restrict teams, and we keep improving every game. I think the turning point was probably that Indian game where we had a good chat as a bowling group and a batting group, and we've just continued to improve as a whole group of players from that game. So it's been fantastic.
172 dot balls you bowled today. How much do you put down to the pitch, and how much towards the good bowling from you guys? Probably
50-50. As I said, it's a worn wicket, so we probably had the rub of the conditions bowling second on that. They bowled quite well as well to have us 5 for not a lot. They're a very good side, batting and bowling. So we knew we had to take wickets at the start and throughout. They're a powerful batting side, and again, Pat Cummins was fantastic today. His economy rate was pretty low. I guess there's been a lot spoken, I think, about him not taking many wickets the last few games, but his economy rate's been fantastic, and that's part of our bowling setup is to, at times, we've had to restrict guys and bring us back into the game like that. I think Jace's spell today, his second spell was fantastic again, bowled a long spell there and didn't go for many runs. So, yeah, I guess it was part of the plan was to try and restrict them early, obviously try and take wickets throughout, and it really paid off today.
Mitch, can you talk us through the confidence in the bowling group right now to almost get on top of any situation, no matter what your target, no matter where they are? You seem to be finding a way to win games. How strong is the confidence that you can just get through it as a group?
Yeah, we're finding ways to win. I think a big part of that is our calmness, and I think that's probably led by Finchy. He's been fantastic as a captain, obviously changing up who's bowling when and where and throughout the innings, and I think everyone's been very calm, and we've planned really well, we've executed really well, especially the last few games. And as I said before, we're improving every game, not only with the ball but with the bat as well. And I guess we didn't start probably the way we wanted today, but to scrap to a good score there, we thought on a worn wicket, and have that partnership of Alex and Uz was fantastic from the middle order there, and gave us a really strong target to defend that we were pretty confident we could.
Mitch, what did you make of New Zealand's tactics in the chase? And because they seem to shut up shop fairly early, and does that make it easier for you guys to put the foot on the throat?
I think we've seen them take games pretty deep in the last few that I've seen anyway. And they've gotten the result in those. So whether that was a plan from them today or not, I'm not sure. Again, I thought we bowled quite well, and as I mentioned before, Pat's spell there and Jace to really restrict the runs was fantastic for us, and put the pressure on that way. And if you do get 1 or 2 wickets, which we're fortunate enough to do, it puts a lot more pressure on those new guys coming in. So yeah, I'm not sure what their plan was throughout the innings, but I think we bowled very well as a bowling unit today.
Mitch, I know team success is obviously your number one priority, but I think you're only 3 away from going past Glenn McGrath's all-time record for most wickets in a World Cup. What would that mean to you to do that?
Not much if we don't win the World Cup. Look, I'm just stoked to be playing a part in this group and continue to contribute. I think I'm really proud of the whole bowling group, the way we've executed the last few games. And as I mentioned before, we keep improving as a group. We're planning really well, but it's that execution where we've been fantastic as a whole bowling group. It's not just the guys who played today, whether it be around training or Coults and Richo have come in and out, Zorba as well. We're talking, not just talking, but we're showing what we're capable of on the field. So I'm just really excited to be part of this bowling group.
Mitch, Dave Warner's likely to become a dad again tomorrow. Are all the players excited for him?
Yep, that was, he packed his bag pretty quick. I think he's up there enjoying the win, and tomorrow he'll be a dad for the 3rd time. So good luck to the Warners, and I think when we see him in Manchester, he'll have his hands full again.
Did you have a couple of days off?
We all do have a couple of days off, I believe. I'll find out when I get back. We do travel tomorrow, and we've got a couple of days off away from cricket, so that's going to be fantastic for everyone to freshen up.
How do you feel about Australia's chances of winning the World Cup now compared to before the tournament?
It's a good question. I wasn't part of the group for the last few tours before we got together for the World Cup. So from all reports, it's been a fantastic feel around the group in the UAE and India, and to play some fantastic cricket heading into that April break was probably the momentum that the group was after heading into this tournament. So I think our chances are as good as any other team. We've always spoken about peaking towards the back end of the tournament, and we're still searching for that perfect performance. We're not quite there yet. We're showing glimpses of what we're capable of with the ball, with the bat, and in the field. But we've still got room to improve, and that's exciting for this group. And if we can do that, obviously we've got to make a final first, but if we can play our best game, we've got to play our best game in the semi now, and then hopefully better that in the final. And that's what tournament play is all about.
Mitch, with Jason sort of bowling, I guess generally in the first 20 overs, does that sort of relieve you of a bit of pressure having to strike up front, and you can come back a bit later and pick up a few wickets?
I'm not sure I felt that pressure to strike early. It's part of our game plan, but as I said before, we've got guys who can, whether it's Jace and I, or Pat and I, or Pat and Jace, or Coults and Richo if they come in next game as well. We've got guys who are ready to go at different stages of the bowling innings. And the way Jace has been the last 2 games especially, he's been fantastic. He's really taken his opportunity with both hands and been a really important part of these last 2 victories. So he's continuing to improve, and I thought his second spell today was fantastic to really restrict the runs and put a lot more pressure on New Zealand, and it does help the whole bowling group when we're all executing the way we want, especially the way Jace was the last 2 games.
Mitch, what's the talk out there when things aren't going your way? It just seems like the group's always finding a way to win. Just if you could give us some insight in the belief and the chat between the guys.
Yeah, I think as I said before, it's more the calmness. I think we didn't quite execute what we wanted to in that Indian game, and we spoke a lot about the execution and wanting to improve, and we have every game since. And I think a real sense of calmness around the whole group, not just the bowlers, but from Finchy to all the fielders. Even when things aren't quite happening for us, it's still very calm. We still know what we want to do, and it goes back to the execution. So I think it's just that calmness and clearness as a whole group out on the field is what's probably instilling that confidence in the bowler to execute what they want to do. And I think that's probably the biggest part for our cricket the last few weeks.
Last question.
Mitch, I think there's a wee bit to play out yet, but I think you guys are potentially on track to meet the Black Caps in a semi. If it does play out that way, would today give you a bit of a mental advantage?
No, I don't think so. The 2 semis are different conditions completely. It's Edgbaston and Manchester, so very different conditions. Could be different team makeups. We're just, as I said before, we're still searching for that perfect performance, and if we keep continuing to improve every game, whether we play New Zealand or India or anyone, we're going to have to plan really well and then execute on the day. So great result today, but it's one win today is not going to win you the World Cup.
Very last questions.
Mitch, just from that India game, we spoke about that afterwards. What did you take away? Where did they score their runs off? You know, what would you need to do differently if you do face them again?
I think since that game we've taken wickets through the middle fairly regularly, and whether it's attacking more or I think the biggest part was the execution. We're all probably a little bit off in that Indian game, and they had wickets in the shed and exploded at the end. So we've continued to improve since that game through our execution and being really calm. And if we can do that again next week against South Africa and take that momentum into the semi-finals, it's going to be great for the whole group.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.